Hey there, soulmates. It's your girl, Dr. Melissa, back with another soul-stirring episode of Standing on Business, where it's not just business, it's personal. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that's been on the minds of a lot of entrepreneurs, especially in these wild and unpredictable times. And that is the power of pivoting. Yes, we're going to discover how to pivot your business model and adapt to the changing market conditions while remaining anchored in your purpose. Now, let me tell you, I am no stranger to the pivot. You saw my face, the pivot. In fact, I think I should probably have professional pivoter on my business card because it has been such a constant theme in my entrepreneurial journey. Whether it was from shifting my services and offerings to match my evolving zone of genius, or to navigating the economic downturns and industry disruptions. Whether it was to reimagine my entire business model in the face of a global pandemic. Let me tell you, pivoting has been the secret sauce. It's been the jam to my resilience and my growth. But here's the thing, soulmates. Pivoting, it's not just about survival. It's really about strategic adaptation. It's really about proactive evolution. Pivoting is about staying responsive to the needs of your market, the needs of your clients, and the callings of your soul, while staying true to the core of who you are and what you stand for. That was a mouthful, right? Pivoting is about staying responsive to the need of the market and the callings of your soul, while ensuring that you are staying true to the core of who you are and what you stand for. I promise you, that was worth the reiteration. Listen, because here's the truth. I'm going to let you in on a secret that you may not know. Change is inevitable. I know it is. Even though we go kicking and screaming, I need you to understand that one thing is for sure, and that is change will happen. When you talk about business, markets will shift. Clients' needs will evolve. What we learned a few years ago is that sometimes global crises will hit. You need to understand that what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. And as a purpose-driven entrepreneur, it is our job, our responsibility to stay attuned to those changes and then to be willing to adapt accordingly. But you may be asking, how do we do that without losing sight of our bigger mission? How do we do that without compromising our values and integrity? Because listen, most of what you'll hear from people when it comes to entrepreneurship is hang in there, don't quit, be resourceful, don't give up, right? So when we talk about pivoting, sometimes that can seem like it's counterintuitive to those solid, tried and true entrepreneurial kind of mantras, right? But when we talk about being able to do it without losing sight of our values, it starts with a strong foundation. You need to have a clear and compelling why that guides every decision and pivot that you make. This is how you can pivot and not lose sight of the bigger mission. Having a set of core values that acts as your non-negotiables, that acts as your true north, no matter how many ways the winds of change may blow. This is the key to staying true to your integrity and your values while you make the turn. I want you to understand that when you have that foundation in place, the foundation of that why, pivoting then becomes an act of alignment and not a betrayal of your purpose. When you have that foundation in place, pivoting becomes a way to serve your people, a way to serve your mission more effectively, more impactfully, and more sustainably. It becomes an opportunity to innovate, to create, and to emerge even stronger and more purposeful on the other side. That all sound really, really good. But I won't sugarcoat it, soulmates. Pivoting is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage. It requires resilience and a willingness, here's the key, to let go of attachments to how things should look or should be. It requires trusting in yourself, trusting in your vision, and trusting in your journey. Making a pivot requires being comfortable with discomfort. It requires being comfortable with uncertainty. And it requires being cozy and comfortable with the messy middle that happens in transformation. So soulmates, listen, this is yummy, yummy stuff. And I hope that you're seeing the value in understanding the need to be able to transition in the pivots. But let's take a quick commercial break. I want you to be sure that you come back though, because on the other side of the break, yes, we're going to dive into the tangible, practical strategies that you need to pivot like a pro. See you in a few.
Welcome to a unique brew of perspectives. What's the Tea with Gen XYZ is your one-stop spot for a fresh take on today's burning issues. Representing 3 generations, a Gen X icon, a millennial maverick, and a Gen Z trailblazer stir up conversations ranging from social justice to pop culture. They'll bring the heat, spill the honest truth, and find common ground across the years. Expect humor, candor, and perhaps a dash of healthy debate. Enlightening, insightful, and sure to stir the pot. Stay tuned for a stimulating dialogue that bridges the generation gap, one cup at a time.
Okay, welcome back, soulmates. Now that we've talked about the power and purpose of pivoting, let's dive into some practical strategies for how to actually do it. The first step in being able to navigate a pivot is to get crystal clear on what's not working and why. Ask yourself, is it a specific offer or service or product that's no longer resonating with your clients? Is it a marketing strategy that you have that's falling flat? When you look at your analytics, it's not converting. Is it a revenue model that's not sustainable? See, when you're getting crystal clear, I want you to dig deep and I want you to be radically honest with yourself. Because the more clear you can be about identifying the problem, the more effective you can pivot toward a solution. Next, now I want you to tap into your market intelligence. What are your customers and clients really struggling with right now? What needs or desires have emerged? What trends or changes are happening in your industry? See, here's where you're going to have to do your research, have conversations, gather insights, because these answers, the answers to your pivot, often lies in deeply understanding and serving your people. Now, from there, it's time to get creative. I want you to start to brainstorm new ideas, new offerings, new services, new products, new approaches that align with your why and meet the evolving needs of your market. Here's where you think outside of the box, challenge assumptions, and explore other possibilities. And listen, don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to test and experiment. And actually, I would strongly urge you to do that. And then iterate and change and adjust based on the feedbacks and results that you get from that research. Okay? Now, soulmates, as you pivot, it is crucial to communicate with transparency and authenticity. Here's where you share the heart behind your changes with your clients, with your audience, with your customers. Bring them along on the journey. Make them feel seen, heard, and valued. Listen, building trust and buy-in is the key to a successful pivot. And that is with your clients. Oh, and by the way, with your team and staff members as well. Nobody wants to be in the dark and not understanding that these changes and transitions are happening, but they don't understand why. Get that trust and that buy-in. It's so powerful. And now, perhaps, most importantly, I want you to anchor every pivot in your purpose. Filter every decision and direction through the lens of your why, through the lens of your core values. I want you to be asking yourself, does this new alignment go with my mission? Does it align with my mission? Does it allow me to serve at my highest level? Does this feel true, authentic, and meaningful to me? Now, if the answer is yes, then you know that you're on the right track. Remember, pivoting is not a one-time event. It's a mindset. It's a way of being responsive and purposeful with change. It's a skill that you can cultivate and strengthen with practice. I promise you can. No matter how rigid and you're like, I don't like change, this is something that you can cultivate and strengthen. And listen, the more that you flex your pivot muscles, the more agile, adaptable, and anti-fragile your business will become. And so now it is time for our Q&A segment, which I love because this is where I get to connect with you directly and answer your questions about the power of pivoting. So, as always, my Purpose Posse, my tribe, my clients, my community reached out and sent in their questions. And so, our first question comes from Rachel. And Rachel wrote, I know I need to pivot my offerings, but I'm afraid of disappointing or losing my current clients. How do I navigate this transition with grace and integrity? Whew. Yeah, Rachel. It's one of the things that we fear the most about the pivot, if I'm being completely honest with you, myself included. This is such a thoughtful and important question. Here's what I know. It's natural to feel a sense of responsibility and loyalty to the people that you've been serving and to worry about how your changes in your business might impact them. That's called having a servant's heart. And that's why you're in business. And that's why we're blessed that you're in business, because you have that type of heart. But the key here, when you know that you need to make a pivot, is communication and inclusion. Goes right back to what I was saying earlier. Be proactive. Be clear about sharing your vision and your heart behind your pivots with your clients. Okay, Rachel, you want to explain to them how these changes will ultimately allow you to serve them and others even more powerfully, right? Reassure them that you have a continued commitment to their success and results, and that this pivot is designed to help you do that more completely. Okay, and then wherever possible, please, please, please find ways to include them in the pivot. How? Uh, could you gather their input and feedback as you shape your new offerings? Bring them along. Could you give them early access or special bonuses as you transition? Could you find ways to continue serving them at your highest level, even as your business model evolves and transitions? Okay. Here's the thing, and this is one I really want you to sit with. I want you to remember that your right fit clients, the ones that are aligned with your deeper why, they will understand and support your growth. It's one of the ways that you can tell who has really, really aligned and bought in and leaned into your why. You see, they'll recognize that your commitment to your purpose is what makes you so valuable to them. And they'll be excited to evolve alongside you. And listen, for those who may not resonate with your new direction, release them with love and with gratitude. Okay? Not everybody can make the turn with you. And that's not just with clients. Sometimes that's with personnel. Sometimes in our personal life, that's with friends, family members. Not everybody can navigate your pivot. When your clients can't, when your family member can't, when that old friend from high school can't, when the person that you've been in a relationship with can't, release them with love and gratitude, because your purpose is not negotiable. And then trust that they'll find the right fit for their needs, and that you're making space in your business that will allow you to attract your more aligned clients, those that are really called to you. So this is a time of understanding those that, people talk all the time about my season is over. And believe it or not, that's really a thing. Sometimes people have gone with you up to a point in a season of your life. And, I say all the time, people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And when that time is over and you need to pivot and it's not something that they can or are willing to do, then that time is over, and you're grateful. Have the gratitude for that time you shared, and then keep it moving. Okay? Because here's the thing, Rachel, that I know about you is that your integrity and care for your clients shines through. Okay? So you just keep leading with that heart that you have, and keep communicating with that clarity, And trust me, your pivot will unfold with the grace and integrity that you're asking about. Okay, the next question comes from Madison. Madison asks, I have been resisting to pivoting because I feel like it means admitting failure or giving up on my original vision. How do I shift my mindset around this? Woo! Madison, I so appreciate your vulnerability in sharing this. And I can hear people saying amen. You are not alone on this, I promise. This is a common fear and a common mind shift block for many entrepreneurs. This whole idea that pivoting equals failing or quitting. But what if we reframed it? What if instead of seeing pivoting as giving up on your vision, you saw it as giving life to your vision? What if you saw it as allowing your vision to evolve, to expand, and to take on a new, more impactful form, right? Here's the truth. Your original vision was based on the information, the experiences, and the context that you had at the time. But as you have grown, and I hope you have, as you have learned, as the world has changed, it's natural and necessary for your vision to grow and change too. Pivoting is not a abandonment of your original intent, but it's a deeper honoring of it, right? It's staying true to your why while updating the how. Ooh, that was so good. I'm going to say that again. Pivoting is staying true to your why, but all you're doing is just updating the how. The why hasn't changed. The how is just going through some different iterations, right? So, reframe failure, this thought that pivoting equals failure. I want you to reframe failure as feedback. I want you to reframe pivots as evolutions. I want you to reframe letting go as making space for new levels of alignment and impact. And then here's the thing, Madison, above all, trust the journey. I want you to trust that every experience, every change, every iteration, every pivot is leading you closer to your highest purpose and potential. Listen, every year I get new glasses or contacts. Um, and when I go in to see my eye doctor every year and I get these new glasses, sometimes I even get a new prescription because there's been changes in my vision. Sometimes I have to get a new prescription because there have been changes in my vision. So my old glasses, the prescription on my contacts are no longer serving me. You see, in that same manner, your vision is not a static destination, Madison. It's a living, breathing, evolving thing. And your willingness to pivot in service of that vision, that's not failure. That's wisdom. That's leadership. So keep embracing your journey with courage and the confidence and faith that on the other side of the pivot, you're going to come out stronger, wiser, better. Okay? Okay, soulmates. Whew. This was a very rich and powerful conversation. So, as we wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with this powerful reframe. Pivoting is not a detour from your purpose. It is a deepening of your purpose. It is a sacred act of alignment, adaptation, and greater service. So, the next time you feel the winds of change blowing, and they blow quite a bit now, the next time you sense the inner nudge to pivot, I want you to lean into it. Don't run from it. Don't resist it. Lean into it. And then I want you to get curious, and I want you to get creative, and I want you to get courageous. Your purpose, soulmate, it's not a rigid plan. It is a constant unfolding. And your ability to pivot in response to that unfolding, that's your superpower. So keep anchoring in your why. Keep attuning to the needs and transformations that you were called to serve. Keep trusting yourself and the journey. And know that with every pivot, you're not just adapting to change. You are becoming the change. The change your people need, the change that our world is calling for, this is the change that you were born to lead for such a time as this. So, soulmates, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Standing on Business with Dr. Melissa. I hope that today's discussion has ignited a fire within you to embrace your authenticity, prioritize your growth, and to infuse your business with purpose. Now, if you want more information about me, please visit our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow me on all of the socials. And then, after that, if you're ready to take your business to the next level and align it with your purpose, I want to invite you to join our free community, the My Soul Purpose community. There, you're going to have the opportunity to connect with like-minded entrepreneurs. You're going to be able to gain clarity on your purpose and develop a roadmap for aligning your business with your true, authentic self. The community is free. So, to learn more about it and secure your spot, you can join us at community.purposeprofitess.com. I cannot wait to support and serve you there. So, join me next week as we dive deeper into the strategies and mindset shifts that are needed to build a purpose-driven business. I want you to remember that you are purposeful and you are powerful. I believe in you, and I cannot wait to see the incredible things that you are going to achieve. So, until next time, my soulmates, keep standing up, keep standing out, and yes, keep standing on business. Bye for now.